Look closely. These aren't crop circles of the deep, and they certainly aren't for show. Deep in the open ocean, these massive rings hold a secret worth billions of dollars. Most people see cages, the world's top chefs see a gold mine. Welcome to the high-stakes world of bluefin tuna farming. Known as red gold, a single fish harvested from these waters can fetch more than a luxury sports car at auction. This is where the world's most expensive protein begins its journey to the elite sushi bars of New York, London, and Tokyo. But how do you domesticate the fastest athletes of the ocean in the middle of a storm-prone sea? From high-tech feeding systems to 24/7 underwater surveillance, the sheer scale of this engineering is mind-blowing. Stick around, because you're about to see what it takes to produce the perfect bite of sashimi. These cages are not just nets in the ocean. They are engineering masterpieces, built to withstand violent storms, crushing waves, and relentless ocean currents. So why raise tuna this far offshore? Because only here does the water remain perfectly clean, rich in oxygen, and stable enough to produce tuna worthy of Michelin-level standards. But tuna farming is not for the impatient. Every single day, tons of premium fresh fish are delivered to feed these demanding swimmers. They eat constantly, like living engines, to maintain their incredible speed and build the prized layers of fat known to chefs as otoro, the most luxurious cut in the world of sushi, and beneath the calm surface lies constant surveillance. Experts monitor the fish 24/7, watching for even the slightest sign of stress. Because one moment of tension is enough to ruin the deep ruby color of the flesh. Here, perfection isn't luck, it's total control. When the tuna reaches its ideal weight, the harvest begins, but this is nothing like industrial fishing. There are no massive trawlers, no crowded decks, and no race for volume. Here, everything slows down. Each fish is selected and handled individually, using the most refined techniques available, because at this level, one mistake can cost thousands of dollars in quality. From the instant the tuna is lifted from the water, a perfectly controlled process takes over. Stress must be minimized, temperature must be stabilized, and every movement must be precise. The goal is to preserve the fish exactly as it was in the open ocean, firm texture, clean flavor, and that deep, flawless color chefs demand. This is not harvesting, it's preservation. What follows is a global journey measured in minutes and degrees. The tuna is chilled, packed, and transported through a cold chain that never breaks. Within hours, it's crossing oceans and continents, headed for the most demanding markets on Earth. When it finally reaches a plate in New York, London, or Tokyo, the ocean is still there, captured in a single, perfect cut. Once the tuna arrives at the restaurant, its final transformation begins, not in a factory, but in the quiet focus of a chef's workspace. This is where precision matters more than speed. The fins are removed, the bones are carefully separated, and the fish is filleted into distinct sections, each one destined for a different dish. Every cut follows a purpose, because each part of the tuna carries its own texture, fat content, and flavor profile. The lean cuts are prepared for dishes that highlight purity and freshness, clean slices where the taste of the ocean speaks for itself. The richer sections, layered with delicate fat, are reserved for preparations that demand balance and restraint. And the most prized portions are handled with exceptional care, sliced to exact thickness and served at precise temperatures so they melt effortlessly on the tongue. This level of detail is invisible to the diner, but essential to the experience. What you taste in that moment is not just the chef's skill. It is the result of a journey that began far beyond the horizon. These tuna were raised inside massive circular cages floating in the open ocean, engineered to withstand storms and powerful currents. There, the fish swam continuously in clean, oxygen-rich water, monitored day and night to ensure they remained healthy and stress-free, because even slight stress can alter color, texture, and flavor. When the time came, the harvest was performed slowly and individually, preserving quality rather than maximizing volume. From that moment forward, an unbroken cold chain took control. Temperature, timing, and handling were carefully managed as the fish traveled across oceans and continents, carrying the freshness of the sea to cities like New York, London, and Tokyo. Then comes the bite that makes it all worthwhile. The tuna touches your tongue and begins to dissolve, releasing layers of richness and umami that feel smooth, clean, and perfectly balanced. It is not overwhelming, not heavy, just precise. This is not ordinary seafood. It is the outcome of engineering, biology, logistics, and craftsmanship working together in perfect harmony. So the next time you experience tuna that melts in your mouth, remember those silent circles drifting in the middle of the ocean. Remember the care hidden behind every step. And then ask yourself one simple question: would you be willing to spend $100 for a culinary experience crafted with this level of control, patience, and perfection? From April to June each year is the golden season for hunting bluefin tuna, one of the ocean's most prized treasures. The moment a tuna is hauled onto the deck, the race against time begins. There is no delay. The fish is processed immediately to capture its freshness at the peak. The secret lies in ultra-deep freezing technology. Within minutes, the tuna is frozen at -60 degrees Celsius. At this temperature, all biological activity comes to a complete halt. No decay, no loss of color, no compromise in texture. Every fiber of the meat is locked in its perfect state, as if time itself has stopped. When the vessel reaches port, the scene is almost surreal. Enormous frozen tuna are lifted by cranes and loaded onto specialized refrigerated trucks. From a distance, they resemble solid silver walls. Workers move quickly and with extreme precision, knowing that even the smallest mistake can reduce the value of this luxury catch. Inside the processing plant, the tuna enters a strictly controlled world where every detail matters. Each fish is first weighed and carefully sorted before being fed onto the cutting line. Razor-sharp saws run cleanly along the length of the body, opening it to reveal the prized flesh inside, deep ruby red and soft pink, streaked with delicate white veins of fat. This natural marbling is the signature of premium tuna, the exact quality that chefs and seafood connoisseurs around the world relentlessly pursue, but machinery only sets the stage. The true craftsmanship begins with human hands. Skilled workers step in, trimming each section slowly and precisely. Their knives move with confidence and restraint, following the structure of the meat rather than forcing it. Under the blade, the tuna yields effortlessly, smooth and creamy in texture, almost melting as it's shaped into perfect cuts. Years of experience guide every movement, because even the smallest mistake can affect flavor, appearance, and value. Each piece is inspected for color, firmness, and fat distribution before moving forward. Only the finest cuts are selected. They are then vacuum sealed, removing all air to lock in freshness, preserve the vibrant color, and protect the delicate texture. This final step ensures the tuna remains in peak condition throughout its journey. From here, the fish begins its last voyage, packed into temperature-controlled containers and shipped across the globe. Within days, these same cuts will arrive in some of the world's most exclusive restaurants in New York, Paris, and Tokyo. What started in the depths of the ocean now becomes a centerpiece of fine dining. This is more than processing, it is a carefully crafted journey, and the true art of refinement.